Greetings, everyone. Good time zone to you. Welcome. We're going to take our last day of Theros Beyond Death Best of One drafts and run with it. We'll get at least one in. We'll see how we do, how long it takes. But maybe we'll get a second in if time allows. In the meantime, I've been enjoying the quick pace of Best of One, or relative quick pace. Yesterday we played for 4+ hours and only went 5 and 3. It's not like we went to max time either. I'm going to try and adjust my pace of play a bit, but I need to continue watching out for this leak that I keep seeing and I'm having trouble plugging, which is either not attacking with everything I should or not leaving back everything I should. Either being too aggressive on the attack, just not making the right attacks, and just on a small level, like not recognizing that, oh, I might as well send this 1/1 in because there's no way they block it, or I need to hold this 1/1 back because they might have haste that will kill me. And I feel like those two tensions, those send in that one, they're not going to block it, or hold that one back, you don't want to risk losing. I've not been playing that well, and so I'm going to continue to keep saying that out loud to try and plug that leak. I've talked many times about how one of the surprise benefits of streaming has been the work I get to do on my own game because of the effects of having dozens, if not hundreds of people looking at what I'm doing and telling me where they disagree every time, right? And I don't say that resentfully. It's incredible. It's really helped my game and really helped me as a very experienced 25+ year player figure out exactly where I still need to be working on my game, still need to be hammering away to close that win percentage gap between me and the best. That's what we're trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. And chat and streaming have really been helping me with that. So I've identified a major, what I consider to be a major leak in my game. Those missed points and accidental, oops, I lost the game because I didn't defend correctly, that's serious win percentage that I'm giving up long term. So again, focusing on it now as a way to try and reinforce it in my own head to help lock that in and keep that going for the future. And if you want to lock in incredible deals, fantastic service, and an inventory like you can't believe, you're going to go to cardkingdom.com via my panel down below for all of your tabletop magic needs. They got everything you need. They've got great prices. They've got incredible buy list prices. You can always unload your chaff and your sweet stuff to Card Kingdom. And if you were to pick one place to just sell your stuff blind and know that you were getting top market dollar, I would recommend Card Kingdom. And that's not me pitching and saying something I don't believe. It's truly how I behave in the world. So that's legit. They are legit. And if you want to support my stream, you can always go to the Card Kingdom via my panel before we make a purchase there, and then it lets them know that you're hearing me. And then they like me, and the world continues to spin. We are going to spend 750 gems here and check out our first pack. Thanks, Card Kingdom. Appreciate all the support. Thassa, yes, please. I have been not necessarily rare drafting as much as I have historically on stream because our win rate and our gem pile mean that we're going to 4x this set, no problem. It's going to happen. I'm not worried about it, and so I'm not pressing on having to pick rares that I see, but I'm still pretty much on take mythics. This happens to be a 4 of 4, so we've already collected all of these, but for collection building, I do like to grab mythics when I see them. But yeah, Illyrios is unfortunately not going to wheel. I've literally never seen Illyrios wheel. And what could wheel? If we say this is one, let's just say count off 2, 3, 4, 5. So nothing great. Like we end up down in like 6, 7, 8 range. Like we'll get like an Infuriate, an Aspect of Manticore, an Underworld Charger, or a Familiar, or a Plummet. Like maybe we wheel the Omen, but I don't have high hopes. If we do wheel the Omen, it's again another sign that that the bots are just off red, and we should really potentially listen to that. Yeah, Croker and I have both noticed that these omens can go quite late. So let's keep an eye on what we wheel after we take Thassa here. Banishing Light is nice, clean, powerful removal, although as I keep pointing out, there is significant common level and uncommon level instant speed and rare level instant speed enchantment removal, such that this is less permanent even than something like Dreadful Apathy. It gets more things, but Apathy is actually a more reliable permanent removal spell. We could take Eutropia, because, you know, what Thassa is doing is bouncing creatures. You know, not bouncing, exiling, you know, blinking is what I meant to say. Blinking creatures. And blinking stuff when you've got Eutropia doesn't suck. Assuming you blink an enchantment creature, you get to trigger this at the end of turn and keep drawing stuff. Fishify is also removal, and it's in the color we share with our Bomby first pick. So we could also really justify taking Fishify and trying to support our blue bomb with another mono blue card. I am going to pull this, given that spiel, and I'm going to call it Light for Banishing Light, twice for Eutropia, and Fish for Fishify. Light twice and Fish are your options, and I'm curious where you're at. I think, boy, they are very close to me. They're all pretty tight. Like, I think the Banishing Light Fishify is interesting because of the color sharing, and this is really interesting build around. It is a pretty strong start. I think I'm leaning Eutropia. This is quite a combo, and it's enough of a combo that I think it's better than a 1-for-1 removal spell. But now I'll take a look and see what people think. Yeah, okay, so people are on board with me. That's where I'm at, right? Like, this is great, and this is good, but this has the potential to be just busted. So we'll take Eutropia and see if we can't be busted. Hey, Lenny, how you doing? Welcome. Oh, what's this? Is this playable? Oh, this is this weird counterspell. Not really, right? This isn't good. This is why it's here. Pick 3. We could take it, but again, we're not exactly gem hungry. We could take it for collection building. We only have 3 or 4 of these, but again, I'm not worried. We're going to get our 4X. We could just take one with the stars instead, which is probably better than this anyway. And then also matches what's going on here. We can bounce can you flicker? Let's see. Exile up to one other target creature. I got to read my mythics, right? It's creatures only, not enchantments. You got to check in this set. You never know when it's like creatures and enchantments or whatever. Okay, so we can't blink one with the stars, but it's still the pick here. So let's grab. I think it's that like overtraining, you know. Yeah, we might wheels. These are all good wheels. So hopefully, let's keep. This is pick 3. When this comes back around, it'd be pretty sweet if there happen to be like 2 green cards in it. I'm not going to count on it, but if like how many of these 4 green cards are gone when this pack comes around is an interesting question to keep an eye on. Here's another one with the stars. We've got a Warden that fits in with the general constellation plan. An Omen also fits in with the constellation plan and the fixing plan if we lean into a splash, but I think we want to get our Omens later than this. I think this is a pretty easy Nexus Wardens or another one with the stars. It's really just between these two. I don't think any of the non-green-blue cards are strong enough to justify leaving our current lane, and I think I just go with the second one. Yeah, it wouldn't be terrible, but that's a good way to put it, Krauser, because we're not like super psyched, right? This isn't amazing removal, and pick 3 and pick 4 on one with the stars, a little clunky, but it's what we're doing here. You can't really, it's not where we would love to be taking this card, but it's too synergistic with what we've started with to not take here. So I'm going to grab it. And we might wheel that Constellation Archer. Eidolon of Philosophy, is that playable here? Maybe we just want a Colossus for a big end. We could take this Omen and potentially pivot to red-blue if that Omen from pack 1 swings its way back around. Yeah, red is open, shocking. Yeah, not shocking. I like Omen better than the 5-drop as a first red card if we did that. This wouldn't be the worst thing to spec on, especially with 1 with the stars. You know, half of our picks so far are findable by Siona. So we could do that, but then at that point we're looking at what if we take this and end up playing Siona, what does our deck look like? Are we green, white, splashing blue in that spot, and then we're just like, these are the last blue cards we take? It's still a heavy splash even in that case. I think we're locked into base blue. So then I'm saying, if we're base blue, what is Siona doing? Are we just happy to splash her, that she finds that we get dense enough on our auras that she is splashable? Possibly, but I think this is just more rawly powerful, and I would abandon Eutropia if red blue just shoved itself down our throats, right? But that's true. Certainly Thassa blinking Siona is interesting. Let me pull this one. I think this is tight enough now, and I've talked about it, so you know my thoughts here. Siona has some potential, but really as a splash card. So if we take Siona, I really think we're saying this might be good enough to splash later, or we can just take Omen and hedge in case the red is super strong and undeniable. I mean, it's already pretty undeniable that the bots are not taking red here in this draft. Only 5 picks in, these 2 being here. Although Omen just goes late in general, so maybe, but probably just means the bots are not taking red again. So there is a real path to backdooring into red from here. We only have 1 non-blue card. Yeah, Keller, I feel the same way, Keller. You just getting these spots where it's like, well, I got to take the Omen here, right? And then you're like, well, I got to take the whatever here, right? And then suddenly you're red. Krauser likes Siona against humans, but Omens against bots. I think that's a fair perspective, and I think that's where we're at and how we have to approach our mentality on Arena Draft. And with that, I'll follow chat to the Omen hedge. Here's another Omen we could grab on that hedge, but I don't think we should do that. We should be fist pumping that all of this is still here. I mean, Eidolon is whatever, but Thirst and Witness still being here is incredible. And yeah, I like the Witness over the Thirst. I'm more concerned with creatures, excuse me, partly because, you know, we have some power, and yeah, anyway, I'm more interested in Witness 1 than Thirst number 1. I'll take a Thirst if 1 comes around, though. We've got the whatever Lionfish and kind of the whatever Goal. It's fine. And then the Deny if we think we're going to be more controlling. If we take Lionfish, we add our first 2-drop. I think I know I like Deny and Goal better than Lionfish, but I'm concerned about being at pick 1, pick 7 with nothing under 3 mana yet. And yeah, Lionfish can activate Eutropia. It is an enchantment. So Lionfish for curve and synergy is going to be my pick here, despite the fact that in the abstract I find Deny and Goal to be better cards. Okay. I think we have to take the Chimera here. We're at pick 8. We may wheel the Omen. We noted an Omen in pack 1 that we thought might wheel. And we've got 3 other red cards here saying red is open, and we haven't seen any other green. So, and it happens to be that the Lionfish actually does the red-blue deck best. So we're going to take Chimera and keep our eye on the situation. Yeah, so 0 of the red cards were taken, right? Out of the opening pack. This looks like all of them. Am I wrong? So 0 red cards taken. So Eutropia, we're probably cutting you, just so you know. Just letting you know now. Don't take it personally. All right, I guess we did indeed find our lane here. What do we want from this, though? We can take Thrill, which works with the themes of red-blue. I've never really played Thrill, but so does Riptide. I think Riptide plays with the themes of red-blue, but just does it better. Because we have, and also we already have an Air Force. We're working, like, we want to win with... Oh, we're not going to launch stuff for Eutropia, I guess, if we do that. But we can win in the air with Chimera and Witness. Mike doesn't like the Riptide Turtle because we're not aggro enough. But so you want Dismissal then? I mean, Thrill isn't really that aggro. Sleep is pretty aggro. Stern is pretty aggro, but they're both clunky and card disadvantage. And Sleep is not instant. I really do want to try and play into their turn themes if we're going to do this. So I would want either Thrill, Stern, or Turtle. I don't think we're playing Eutropia. I think we're going to be red-blue. So I'm going to pull this one too and see whether you think you're on board with Mike, who thinks that Turtle is not aggro enough. But Mike, what's your pick here? I didn't see what Mike's pick was. Thrill. Mike wants Thrill. I think it could be Turtle, Dismissal, or Thrill. And in fact, Mike, I'm curious if you think we shouldn't take Turtle specifically because it's not aggro enough. Well, again, Thrill is not aggro, right? It works with the themes, but so does Turtle. So I don't see how you're saying Turtle is not aggro, so go Thrill, because that's not aggro either. It's just wheel spinning. But Stern Dismissal, it could be argued, is aggro and does fit in with the themes that we're working on. So anyway, that's my thought. I'm going to say Turtle, Dismissal, and Thrill, and let's see what the Peanut Gallery thinks. I don't think I can take Sleep of the Dead. If it were instant, we'd talk about it, because then at that point it does work with the themes of red-blue, but I want to take something that's synergistic with playing things on my opponent's turn. And also, if we do use a Stern aggressively, well, we can do it on their turn, untap, and have cleared a blocker. Turtle and Thrill tied at 12. Wow. Maybe Chesapeake, but it doesn't always work out that way. Chesapeake says, I expect you'll have the opportunity to pick up a copy of all three of these cards later if you want them. But often, that is often true, but it's often not true. I don't like to... you can express the hope, but I don't like to count on anything that way in terms of... especially since they're all common. I mean, if that mentality might make sense if there were an uncommon here, and then you could take the uncommon on the expectation that you were more likely to get the commons back. But these are all common, so... all right, I'm going to give a nod to our friend Mike and break the tie towards Thrill, because that's what Mike feels is the better pick here, and I'm willing to check that out. We were wondering how many green cards would wheel. The answer is 2. And given that, we could still hedge towards the possible green. Taking a training doesn't suck with Eutropia. And then, but there's also this opportunity to just grab a Stern Dismissal and continue to be in the color pair, like the red-blue path. Okay, I'll take Training. I think this is far and away the best card in this pack, like not even close. So we'll take it. Wrap in Flames could be a way to finish with an aggressive deck, but we probably, at this point, well, maybe if we're red-blue, I guess we're coming up with reasonable 2-drops. So would we want to first Wrap, or first Towering Wave, or even, hey, if we do end up green, let's just take a Colossus. Interesting, because all of these are, with 3 picks left, there's not usually much to think about, but in this case, these all have some possibility. I'm just going to go with the cheapest creature, though. And yeah, I'll take an Eidolon. I guess we don't need 2 Eidolons. Shatter the Sky. Do we have 4 of those? Yeah, we're at 4 on Shatter. So we could take that for some gems. We don't need to on this account if we like a card for our deck. I don't love what I'm seeing here for our deck, though. We've got a Singer. Like, that's really what we're doing. Maybe this is a Sea God's Scorn deck because we're actually trying to be a little bit aggro. But maybe it also comes back around. Yeah, premium black removal. It happens. We're not anywhere close to that, and we're not going to worry about it. We'll let the bots fight over those, and we're not going to have to play them anyway. So I think it's just Singer here, and then we see about potentially wheeling a Sea God Scorn. Yeah, Singer, at least we know we're going to play. 3 with the stars. But if not that, then what? Looks like red is not exciting here. We could take another training, but as we've seen, it has the capability of wheeling. We take Wave Rider as a reasonably aggressive threat, especially in the red-blue build, which I think I like over yet another one. Not too recently, Tron. It's been... I got a haircut a couple weeks ago. Stars works well with Thassa. Why is that? Because it has devotion. It stays on board and builds up devotion. Yeah, I think we need dudes. I'm going to go with a dude plan here. 1 with the stars just isn't good enough to warrant in that spot, I think. And Phoenix of the Ash says... move in. Right? I think this just means we're done here. On green. Typhon is nice, but... Phoenix will do... I think actually I got another Lionfish here. Actually having 2 Lionfish out in an aggressive deck with instants is going to be reasonably playable. Maybe we wheel this hero. Looks like the bots aren't taking red cards, so I bet we wheel the hero. All right, Careless Celebrant is a fantastic 2-drop to pick up here at pick 5. Yes, please. Yeah, the black's been good too, but we were never anywhere near the blacks, so it's a little sad. Like Timoret pick 6. The black deck that could have been, yes, but in this case, do we want Aspect? Yeah, we'll do Aspect. It's got Flash, and the Stampede Rider is very whatever, and we're not going to get 4 power much here. And we got a lot of 2-drops, so getting a 3-drop combat trick is also nice. Glimpse. I don't think this is a Glimpse deck. I don't feel like we want to be doing glimpsy things. Maybe we want to be doing broody things. Is this a deck where we actually play, like... feels like... yeah, our curve could support... I mean, it triggers Constellation, and if we're doing Lionfish tap down, this could be a place where the Nyxborn actually has a role. And you could do the same thing. For 1 more, we could just get a 5-4 instead of a 7-3 that actually does some stuff. I just don't know if we want to play 6, but I'll take the Shaman. Because we're going to have... the benefit of the Shaman here is that we do have expendable Omens and expendable now Aspect. So it could do some stuff. I'm going to take... yeah, the thing with the Nyxborn D is that it's just like for 1 more... like a 7-3 that does nothing else for 5 versus a 5-4 with a really relevant ability for 6. I just think you just lean to the 5-4. It's also easier to cast. There's that wings you want, though. We're not going to take wings now, though. I think we take another thrill, given 2 lionfish, chimera, and a general ability to be leveraging casting stuff on Oppo's turn. We could also take elite instructor. I've just been pretty whatever on a 2/2/3 drop. So yeah, we'll take another thrill. Having 2 thrills also means that we can hedge a little bit on things like creature count, because you're really digging deep into your deck for cheap with thrill. Nothing to do here but take the instructor. We'll see if we have to play it. I'd rather play like an irrelevant. It is an irrelevant revelers. That's what we should call this card. The irrelevant revelers never seems to matter. We could just take infuriate. It's an instant, so we could use it to trigger stuff on Oppo's turn if needed. But mostly you're doing this on your turn after blocks during your attack. So what do you think? Revelers? Ugh, I hate running this main. Yeah, I mean, if they're playing multiple artifacts, it's good with Thassa, but if not, then it doesn't do anything really with Thassa. We'll take it. I guess it's better than a non-constellation instant. I'm going to take another aspect here, but maybe we just need a 3-drop to help add to the pressure a little bit. I think I want the familiar over aspect number 2. This is not great, though. We'll see if we can upgrade this, but if we can't find a way to upgrade this, we'll play it. All right, this is nice. What's more important? Hero or Naiad? Probably Naiad, since it works into our Oppo's turn theme. And we're not targeting, and we have some targeting of Hero, but pretty clear Naiad. Omen of the Sea. Couple of marginal red cards. Not marginal, these are both fine, but they're just not first picks. So probably taking Omen of the Sea over Enigmatic. Although, you know, too bad. Now I wish, you know, the Simic deck that might have been, right? What do we have for casting on Oppo's turn? We have Threnody Singer. We have 2 Omens. We have 2 Thrills. We have Aspect. We have those 6. So we have 6 cards currently, about to be 7, though. We're going to take this and make it 7. We're not splashing Incarnation to build around, and we don't have, the green wasn't there. I mean, I'm not going to switch back to this, so I'm just going to really work to support the blue-red we have going. What's our creature count? I like a Starlit Mantle, but I want to make sure... We might just take a Rage Hound. I think we can wheel the Portent. We should take Rage Hound, Blood Aspirant, or Mantle. We can take the Blood Aspirant, too. Again, we're going to have some expendable enchantments, and so we could be sacking our Omens to Blood Aspirant for good effect. Oh, Cardboard Live is not open. Thanks. I restarted my computer last night and didn't open Cardboard Live. Appreciate the reminder. Let's get that going. I think this is Blood Aspirant. I think we have enough expendable auras here, and we'll probably wheel Hound, Betrayal, or Mantle. Blue has not been flowing, so maybe the Mantle doesn't wheel, but I'm going to take Aspirant. Underworld Breach could get us going on a modern deck. Triumph of Annex could be good in this deck. but probably just one in Oracle. This is a fine 2-drop. We are a little lower on 3s, so we could also justify taking a deny. It is going to be cast on their turn. So let's look at what our creature count really is at 2. Because I like an Incendiary Oracle, but I think we've kind of gotten there on 2s we're okay with. Like, Towering Wave is clearly a huge step down from Oracle, but at least we have it. You know, if we had to run it, we can. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures I'm quite happy to play on 2. An Omen that I would hope not, you know, Omen of the Sea is not what you want to be doing on 2. Thrill is not what you would want to be doing on 2. Like, these aren't really 2s to me, but Omen of the Forge really can be. So I think we are stacked enough at 2 that I could let go the Oracle to support having synergistic things to do at 3. And by that I mean, like, deny the Divine, basically. Synergistic being, you know, we play a fish on 2, and then on 3 we deny Divine their play and tap their blocker and get in or whatever. So it just adds more of our ability to do stuff on their turn, and is a reasonable card in the format. It's not busted, and it's really sad to hold up 3 mana and watch them cast an instant sorcery or artifact that's just really brutal. So, and that happens a lot. And in fact, I keep that in mind when I'm casting into 3 open blue mana for that exact reason. So we'll take that. And we can do it again here. What are our other options? Kind of the same whatever mix of red. So I think we do just take another deny over a turtle. Because if we can, you know, we have all these 2s, we drop a 2 and then start denying and then get a little tempo advantage and then try to press it into closing it out with, you know, Thassa and Witness and Wave Rider activations. Yeah, a goal would be nice at this point. That goes up in value for us. But I think we do, I think we take deny here and we'll wheel the wrap. And I'm not going to play 2 Shamans and we already have 1, so I'm not going to take the Dream Shaper. Shoal Kraken, not terrible. Thundering Chariot, pretty aggressive. It could work in this type of deck where we're trying to be tempo-y with the haste. Shoal Kraken, it probably is Shoal Kraken though. Yeah, right, Alcardio, but what here is what our deck wants to do that we're willing to main deck in best of 1. This Portent might be, but I think Chariot. Yeah, let's take Chariot. I think if one of these makes the cut in our deck, we'll be happier in this deck with Chariot than Kraken, even though Kraken does some stuff. Yeah, Portent plus Thassa does steal things forever. That's being pointed out by Foil King and Jikerman and those who want the Portent. It's just that when you don't have that combo, it's decidedly underwhelming. But maybe I'm saying we might not play this either. We can hedge towards the Portent Thassa combo. Play a little, because Portent is just, it's like a C- D+. Maybe it's like a D+ if you're not really doing any D+ if you're not doing anything synergistic with it. But given that Thassa turns it into a straight up control magic, we can take D+ with the potential for, with the sometimes potential for an A, right? Yeah, Aspirant, that's fair. Aspirant is a steal and sack possibility as well. We could get a bigger back end with another 5-drop, or just go Omen and Singer, or Singer, which both fit into the play on opponent's turn plan. Singer really ups our creature. You know, we just, like, let's just cut this. We're not, there's no way we're playing that at this point. How does exiling Singer at the end step do anything, though? Yeah, you're right. We can cut the Eidolons. Yeah, it does it, but it doesn't do anything useful. That being said, let's count our creatures now that we like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't like this. 7. Don't like this. 8. I'm going to leave you here for now and count you. 9. I'm not going to count you as a creature. 10. 11. 11 that we like. That makes me think maybe, yeah, maybe we didn't even do just get some beefy bigger end. Maybe what this deck actually needs is a war leader. It does sacrifice enchantments as well, so again, these omens can be sacked to the war leader for value. Yeah, I think this is a distant third in terms of actual power in the pack, but I think, yeah, it combos with Portent as well. I think it's the card our deck needs the most. So I'm going to take War Leader on that philosophy. And you might be right. It's like, I hate that 3-drop, but I'm probably being a little bit unfair. It might be better than the Familiar. Although the Familiar scries 1 as well, which is kind of like what the looting does. Goal is great here. We're going to take goal over... We need a... I want a flash attacker over a flash counter. And now we don't have to talk about Familiar or that stupid other dude. Oh, wow. We get Witness or Thirst. We have a War Leader now. You want a second Witness or first Thirst? I think we just want a second Witness, but I would take arguments of the Thirst. Let me pull this. I'm curious where people are at on this one. Thirst or Witness. We have 2 thrills, yes. Definitely not taking thrill. Thirst is castable on their turn, for what that's worth. But Witness, you know, this format has trouble. You have trouble keeping your closers. You know, all that black removal we passed, you know what they're going to kill? Our Witness of Tomorrow. Be nice to have a backup plan for that. All right, chat is way on my side here. I thought it would be much closer than that, but I am definitely on Witness. It's just hard to maintain enough win conditions. You know, they get killed. And we do have the 2 thirsts, it's true, or the 2 thrills that do at least some kind of imitation of thirst. Yeah, it seemed inevitable, huh, D? Well, we could take the War Leader and add another 5. Is Ragehound playable here? Probably. We're trying to be aggro, so we could also just take some interaction. But we have some interaction already, too. Let's take the Hound. I'm going to take the Hound. I want to keep I want our quality creature count to be up. And yeah, we can take another Portent. Now we have War Leader and... Oh, and the Mantle came back. Yeah, we'll take Mantle over Triumph. Triumph is interesting. We are aggro. It's a little bit win more, though. I think we just want Mantle. Mantle's been overperforming in my mind. Wrap. Maybe. We're probably just not playing the wrap. It's not how we're trying to get through, you know? Kraken came back, but I think we're going to top at 5 here. We're going to cut the Dream Shaper Shaman. I'm going to make a note of that grind before I forget. Oh, this was one I did off air. Oh, no, that was yesterday's on air. Okay, cool. Just never filled it out. So we were at 750 gems, and we ground 60 here. There we we go. This is me updating this spreadsheet over here. For those of you who don't know about it, I track my results in a spreadsheet. It also has some valuation tools for you to assess your EV potential in various online formats. Cut this, cut a land, and cut 4. We're at 15 creatures. I'd like to focus on our non-creatures first and see what we can let go of. Maybe 1 deny. You suggesting Thassa is not worth it? I mean, it might be worth it for the eventual tap, but maybe we can cut a Portent and keep the Thassa. Ragehound feels good in this type of deck to me. I mean, we're trying to steal things and tap things on their turn, like clear the way for Ragehounds with Lionfish. Aspect of Manticore and Ragehound are just best buds, although Aspect may need to be cut as we look for cuts. It may be something we can give up, but at least pointing out the interaction. The beauty of things like Aspect of Manticore is that the required attack makes Oppos happily block this. Like they have the 1/4, they have some 4 or 5 toughness thing. They're going to throw it in front every time because it looks like you have to attack and then you can really get them. And yeah, Alucardo just wants, hey, what are we happy with any ETB effects? And we don't really have many that get us anything good. It's true. This is not the best Thassa. Yeah, I think Alucardio is very right to point out that this is a low impact Thassa. We probably still play her. But you could make the argument that Thassa should go. Yeah. All right. I think Alucardio has slapped us in the face of reality, and I don't think what we're getting out of this is worth it. Yeah, the tapping is no joke, but that's not how we want to tap stuff. We don't want to pay 4 to tap stuff. We want to cast a spell for value on their turn and tap stuff. I hear you, War Furnace. I think I get that people are not necessarily arguing that we cut it, but I think, given what I'm seeing, I think we should. I mean, yeah, maybe we get the devotion to have her attack sometimes, but not, that doesn't usually... It's not the common occurrence, right? And yeah, but we don't have, like, what constellation effect? Like, we don't care about launching a Triton Wave Rider at end of turn, or, you know, there's so many things we just don't care about doing at the end of the turn. Now we're at 16. Here, let me get into deck building. That'll make it a little easier.
All right, everyone, chill.
Also, chill. Thing is, it also gives me a cut. I'm struggling for cuts. Maybe we need to cut one of these 2s. We cut a Thrill? What about that? Thanks, Timnos. You like cutting a Red Omen over the Thrill? That doesn't seem right to me. That's true. We could also cut Portent along with the Thassa. We do have War Leader and Blood aspirant, though. That's one reason. Well, Paul, we're looking at we don't. I don't know if you were here during the draft, Paul, but the exact way I described this card in this deck is DD plus baseline, but with some synergies that make it B plus A minus level. So, but we cut Thassa. So if I don't think, like, basically Portent and Thassa should be joined at the hip, because we're kind of justifying the Portent over that Portent's average case performance is worth it if you have the potential to turn it into a control magic, steal a creature. So, heck, maybe we cut one of each if we want to keep Portent Thassa. Maybe I'll start here and we'll try the Thassa Portent package. And no, we have War Leader and yeah, 2 sack outlets, Blood Aspirant and War Leader. Did I suggest more than that? Anyway, that's all I see. Okay, so let's try this. I want to get to playing here. This is a tough final cuts, but we'll keep all this stuff. I think this looks interesting and pretty good. What are we calling this? Going deep with Thassa Deep Dwelling. And then, oh yes, we got a... I don't know about sleeves. If somebody bought sleeves, I didn't notice, but I do know that we are on Theros lands for today. And with nobody choosing a sleeve, we never played this one. I'm gonna choose this sleeve. A little bit normal says maybe a Deny the Divine number 2 is better than 1 number 2, and that's fair. But this is at least top deckable removal. You top deck this after the fact, and you can't do anything about it. This can answer some questions already on the table, so I'm going to keep it that way. And I'll remember to add to decks this time. Error? What? I don't know what the error was about. Am I at 40 cards? Yeah. Let me try that again. Deck import failed with the following message. Useful. All right. Oh, I'm full. There you go. I'll deal with that later. Let's play. Yucky. Unkeepable. That's better. Here's a par poll for you. What if we were to play this event out 1,000,000 times? What would our average win count be? We're keeping this and probably just ditching a mountain. We have a thrill that we can, loot with. So let's just do this. Mike says, don't even keep the portent, just keep your land. I feel like we can thrill away the portent if we want. That was my thinking. We don't have anything to do on 2 anyway. And yeah, we'll get rid of Portent. No land. Give me a land. No land. Rough. We do have a Celebrant, though. It can trade 1 for 1 for that Courser if nothing changes about the Courser. They have potential responses here, but we'll either be trading 1 for 1 for a Courser or 1 for 1 for a combat trick, maybe. If it's like Indomitable Will, that could be unfortunate because we're like trading for half of a card. We're trading for the flash part of something like an Indomitable Will. But yeah, trading for any card is good there. All right, cool. Found our 3rd land in time to do some business. Naiad reducing the cost of stuff isn't nothing either. It does end up mattering. We draw a land, we can play something like a 3-drop and... not that we have one. 3-drop and still leave up Mantle, that kind of thing. Can't do it now because they could just Red Omen and destroy us badly. All right, more land is good. We could 1 with the stars, the hero, and take it out of commission for attacking. We can pass with Mantle and deny up. And with the Mantle being able to respond... yeah, I think we just pass with Mantle and deny. And then we have blocks. Hopefully we use our stuff this turn and then untap, find a land, and witness. Or war lead. All right, they're going for it, and clearly they have some action. We are going to put them to the test. We could block the Pious Wayfarer. What do we want to... let's see. I feel like I don't have time to run through in my head every single possible outcome here, but basically if they... let's take it from the generic. They do something to... like, let's say it's... I think Aspect of Manticore feels like among the worst things it could be in terms of... they play Aspect on hero. It gives a +1. It gives basically +2/+1 if they want to the Wayfarer, and a 2/1 Wayfarer becomes like a 3/3, which with our Starlit Mantle, well, if it's Aspect, we can counter it with Deny anyway. So I guess the worst thing then Aspect would be like a Blessing or something. But then if it's Blessing, they don't get the Wayfarer trigger. So I think I'm going to block the Wayfarer. I think we have a lot of ways to not get blown out by whatever they can be doing here with the Wayfarer. Yeah, so we just deny this, and then we get to... then we don't need to do anything but deny. We can save the Mantle even. We could try and wait so that we have Mantle available, but Witness is more important, I think, to our long game than War Leader, and in case they have something like Apathy, I'm going to lead with War Leader, and then if we untap and find land, we can play a Protected Witness. So War Leader being more damage but less important is kind of the perfect lead, because if they don't have anything, we're actually happy to have War Leader out because it does more damage. And if they do have something, we'll be happy to have War Leader out because our more valuable long game creature will be saved in hand. So whether they do or not, the War Leader is the better choice. And now, since we didn't draw land, I'm going to... we have to decide that whether they're leaving Mantle open or War Leader activation. But I do like one with stars on a hero so that they don't have blocks here. Yeah, I'm just seeing that they're not going to... So if given that, we don't need to sack anything, so let's leave blue. And gonna actually leave Naiad back. I just don't... They probably don't block. Probably. But I like the mantle defense here enough to keep the Naiad back. It would leave up red mana because War Leader is... we can actually activate it. Now, auto tap at least had its reasons there. It's when auto tap seems to do things with no reason that really bug me. So this is where one with stars is not the best. You know, we can one with stars the Manticore, but they still get first spell ping. One with stars does not take away static abilities on creatures. But now with Aspect of Manticore, if they double block the War Leader, we completely wreck them. So let's just start with the attack in with Manticore ready. No matter what they do, we have the tools to blow them out. And if they're going to do that, we're going to let it happen. And then again, I'm on wondering whether we just won with the stars or whether we witness. They're stuck on mana, and I think if they had something like Apathy, they would have used it by now, and now we don't even care. If they have Apathy, great. You choose which one you want to Apathy. We're still in a commanding position. So Mike wants to star the heroes. I'm gonna witness and say I think we just want to press our advantage to the max. They're at 8, we're at 14. They're stuck on 3. If they have some great play to remove one of our key threats, they're going to use their whole turn to do it, and then we're still in great shape. I feel like I'm also missing lines on board a lot. I'm trying to mentally remind myself in these downtimes, like right now we got some dead air and Oppo's thinking about stuff. I'm running through activated abilities on board in my head just to remind myself and try to keep all of the possibility space of what might happen here a little fresher in my head, because I feel like I'll do things like miss the fact that that War Leader has an activated ability in that moment. So I'm trying that. Maybe when your opponent is in the tank, something you can do with your mental cycles is to refresh your board awareness. That's what I'm going to try and do. They are now threatening something, and again, like, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they went like blessing, 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 we could just straight up lose. But it's like, it would have to be at that level of things. The question is, because they do, let's say they do 2 things that pump power twice. So we go 3, 4, 5, and then it goes 6, 3, baseline 7. Then we add 2 more targeted to make it 9. Then 10, 11 on the thing. Then they target it again, and it gets to 12, 13, 14, 15. Like, yeah, they only need 2 targeted things here to kill us. Like, Aspect of Manticore plus Blessing would be GG. So we have to call their bluff, and on that front, we'll at least call it with the thing that survives. We don't know for sure if they had another thing that would have led to a win, but I think sussing out that math, we had to try. And then, let's see, we get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And unless they have... they could have something like the White Omen. But if they do, we can do both. We can still have the Manticore and a Chump Blocker if we need to. Aspect wins if they don't have White Omen. I'm sniffing out... It smells like White Omen. But since we have a chump in that instance, we're going to go for it. Yeah, we have Mantle and... Alright, so we're going to go for it. All right, Flicker. We have the Mantle, and no problem. We have Mantle though, so it didn't really matter. All right, starting off right. I think I forgot to eat breakfast, and I have no beverage in front of me, so I'm going to take a little 2-minute break. Maybe even, you know what? Will you give me a 5-minute break so I can make some coffee? Well, I don't want to lose a ton of my audience just because I am addicted to coffee, but I'd sure appreciate it if you'd stick around and come back after that and head back in. Man, the difference between cream and milk in coffee is so pronounced, though. Like, I feel like milk in coffee lightens your coffee's color, and that's about it. We have an aspirant on 2, but on the play, I'm going to mulligan this. Less Sigh. I'm going to keep this, though. Now, do we ditch a Rage Hound that we can't realistically cast unless we get absurdly lucky and it gets worse and worse after turn 2? I think we do. And then we have a almost sure thing, Thassa and Wave Rider, or Wave Rider into Thassa at least. I'm going to do it this way. I don't think we have a Fills. But since I make my own... Of course we draw the mountain. That would have served up the Hound, but the chances were... Well, maybe it is in Seattle. I just don't... But since I roast and brew my own coffee, I'm just actually not that in touch with who the latest and greatest coffee purveyor is, because it's me. Shh, it's me. Well, it's Sweet Maria's. Not yet sponsored. I'm drinking an Indian coffee today. I mostly roast. I do light and medium roasts of Ethiopian beans as my baseline. Almost all the roasting I do is in that area. But Sweet Maria's does have like 8-pound variety packs where you get 4 or 8 different varieties of beans, and then it's fun to mix it up a little bit. Coffee and alcohol, the poor person's speedball. We're gonna ditch that island. We want the singer. I don't think we're getting I don't think we're getting anything. We're not getting anybody with the singer yet, but we'll keep it. At least it's action of some kind. E3 got canceled. I mean, we should talk coronavirus too at some point. Take a little aside on that. Feel like as someone with some sized megaphone, might be useful to talk a little bit about it. Another coffee question: how long is too long for shelf life on pre-roasted? I have a bag of damn nice beans, but it's been like 4 or 5 weeks. When were they roasted? Is it 4 or 5 weeks since they were roasted? Because one of the big problems with your typical grocery store coffee beans is that they're already past good. But like by the time you even take them off the shelf, I would try to avoid buying any coffee that can't tell you when it was roasted. I sometimes run out of coffee. I haven't roasted it or something, and I'm behind on my roasting. And I need to buy coffee from the store or something, and I always look for something that at least tells me when it was roasted. Okay, awesome, tryptamine. Then 4 or 5 weeks isn't too bad. You're gonna be suboptimal there, but not too bad. I mean, grocery stores will sell you stuff that's 4 months old, you know. But yeah, I think your peak flavor of fresh roasted beans is going to be your 3 to 4 days to 2 weeks after roast, and then it starts to deteriorate a little bit, but not so much that you throw it out or anything. Yeah, Fool, careful. Fool says if they covered the flu like Corona, we'd be in a panic every year, but it's not. It's a very different thing that's going on right now, and it's not the same thing, and deserves different coverage and deserves different behavior. Okie doke. Cetessan Champion, obviously amazing, but we don't have any reach out and kill it type removal. We're in that spot where the Thassa isn't doing much, but look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can get Thassa attacking next turn. So let's drop Thassa, swing in the air. Well, I guess we can just swing on the ground. We don't care if they block. Like, we would actually, if they want to trade, I don't think they'll block, but if they would like to trade either of these two creatures for Wave Rider, we would take it. So let's not even launch the Wave Rider. If everything lives, we could drop a 1 with the stars and swing with a god. I mean, anyone who thinks we're panicking inappropriately around the virus, certainly the way that the media stokes situations like this for profit is a little stomach turning. You know they're doing it. You know they're thinking about how to phrase things and present things to cause people to tune in a little more. But I think if you look at South Korea as the best possible outcome, and Italy is one of the worst outcomes, you can see a huge range of possibility that this virus can have an impact on your country, and how we as individuals mitigate risk and lower risk is going to impact whether you're closer to South Korea's results or Italy's results. And that S is real, folks. Well, I just be careful about criticizing the media without, but not suggesting that the situation here doesn't require a lot of news and a lot of careful considerations. All right, sorry, yes, I got a little sidetracked. Let's play Magic. Mike says, mantle on the 3/3 and swing all. That's probably correct. Why don't we just you want to give up, because you, why not 1 with the stars something and then swing all? Why do we need to give up our defensive mantle when we could one? You just don't like the one choices? I mean, I guess all of these have abilities that stay on. The one with the stars is bad against all of these. Is that what you're thinking? Oh, interesting. I was so busy talking virus, I didn't see the liar. All right. I'll go with the mic play. Mike's being clever. He wants to set up being able to lower our devotion down to 4 if Oppo goes for tapping down Thassa. And then we can untap and go back to 5 with a 1 with the stars. I understand. It's easy to be cynical, Otto, right? I mean, the media loves to overblow things, and often we get punked, right? The media punks us often, but I'm not listening. I'm blocking out the extremeness or the frenzy of the media response, and I'm just trying to listen to the messages from the actual doctors and scientists involved. And the media at least does that, you know. I'm a kind of media, I suppose. But I ain't looking to make money by scaring you about a virus, I'll say that. And people talk about the low mortality rate, like, don't worry, but to me it's like, yeah, 1% means we probably all know someone who's going to die from this if everybody gets it. Yikes. Okay, well, we're just trying to win over the top here. And if they're not going for the... Too bad we can't launch Thassa. I guess we can only launch the Wave Rider. But we're winning in through the air here. We're not winning, I guess. Big paper. Boy, Oppo is starting to turn it on here. If they swing in, we have aspect on the Singer, and we get to eat a beetle. Oh, but they can't. They're both summoning 6, so it doesn't matter. But if they're not going to... We probably just aspect the flyer anyway, because we want extra damage. And then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the air after we play 1 with the stars, and they have a forced chump on the ground. And then we are... then Threnody Singer is lethal. Even if we don't find another enchantment to launch the Wave Rider next turn, Threnody Singer is a 3/3 flyer, threatens lethal, and forces the liar play there. So yeah, let's do that. Oh, cool. Witness means, I mean, I was going to 1 something just to launch the Wave Rider, but Witness gives us a second lethal threat next turn while also launching the Wave Rider, while also presenting a chump if we decide we need to protect against some kind of alpha. And I suppose, like, we could be up against, like, how do we lose? We lose if Oppo has the 6-drop Devotion spell, and if we do that, they get 1, 2, 3, 4, +5/+5. We have 1 blocker if we send everything. +5/+5 is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and this has trample, so we could lose if they have that uncommon. So maybe... Yeah, they do have to have a chump, though. That's great. Thanks, you, Haj. I even worked that out, right? We said that Thassa was a forced chump. So given that they're down a creature, we even survive the 6-drop devotion overrun. So thanks, Haj. Good call. We can swing all, because this blocker plus 1 forced chump here is enough to survive. But I'm happy I'm like thinking about how we would lose, because we're in a pretty great position. Oh, and also I forgot about the self-vigilance, but I don't want to drop either of these enchantments off, so I'm just going to do this. I decided foil. I'm not really worried. Yes, we could have accepted the loss of the mantle or the manticore aspect of manticore if we wanted to have an extra blocker, but having Haj's point that they had a forced chump means that we're safe here. It's just if they swing out, we are going to block with witness. Yeah, we do have a 1 with the stars, and they're at 3, so this, and this after an enchantment play are all lethal. So that's, we could have blinked it, but again, I was happy with the math we came up with. Yeah, Krauser, sorry, I took a little coffee break, and then we chatted for a bit, so there was an extra long gap between 1 and 2. Not for YouTube, though. I'm working for you, YouTube. Saving you from my sideline blathering. Hey, Brian. I don't know about exciting. It's been a pretty fun event so far. We're 1-0 and trying to close this one out. We just spent the last turn figuring out ways we might lose and decided that we looked pretty good here, and we're just gonna... Oh, did they get it? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, see, it just like... Running through all the possibilities just did not feel like they had any capacity to solve the problems in the density we were presenting them. Yeah, I liked Oppo's deck, and I'm happy we snuck off with a win here. Oh, yeah, I was going to go chop off some decks. I don't need 27 mono red aggro decks. I'm just deleting some J decks because I have them all. You know, I know where I can find my J decks. I'm gonna delete Mama's Shake Up deck. Don't think we'll need that one anymore. They have... See, this is where if they're gonna let me have a million decks, you know, a little design aside, if you're gonna let somebody paint themselves into a corner, you gotta give them a way to get out of the corner. And by giving me a million decks, I appreciate it, but then I paint myself into a corner, and the process of getting myself out of the corner is just annoying and long. I'd like to be able to multi-select and delete, use control clicking and deleting to get rid of multiple decks. The thing is, that's the type of functionality that's very PC based. So the cost of doing that kind of functionality when you're looking to get your game on non-mouse platforms is you're creating functionality that doesn't Doesn't translate to other platforms, but anyway. Okay, looks good. Yeah, that's nice, Adrian. Yeah, we had Thassa last game, Krauser. Heck, we had Thassa swinging last game. Well, Mogul's getting better and better and more sharp on tinier and tinier screens. Still not gonna be easy to play Magic on a phone screen, but it's gonna get easier and easier as the tech improves. No problem, Krauser. You could have just made it here, you know? Probably gonna be a no-value Singer. Yep. Gonna Vexing Goal. Well, if Oppo's not gonna do anything, I bet we get Libation here. Feels like a Libation coming. There's a lot of instants in the format in all colors because of the flash enchantment thing they got going on. Starlit Mantle does not save us from Libation. And Singer is expendable. Spawn. Yeah, that's a good target for one with the stars. Landlording a bit this game. Happens even with 16 lands sometimes. Boy. Gonna be tough to win with these draws, but we'll keep attacking and hope we find something to go toe-to-toe with that war leader, maybe a war leader of our own. Hey, we got one of those. Where's ours? Might have to leave the goal back now and try to eat the Phoenix with the mantle, but this game does not look like it's going our way. Yeah, Thrill would be nice. We'll run this out, and that means I can still send the goal. Because now I've got a 2/2 flyer that has Summoning Sickness, and I'm going to hold land now. There's nothing really in our deck that we need these lands for, and we do have a Thrill in the deck. And this is good. I guess they'll go for the Chimera. We don't get to lure the Phoenix into our trap, but we do get to save our Chimera and have a blocker for it. And Aspect of Manticore. Yeah, I'm going to keep that as well. Believe it's going to give us a chance to take out that war leader. They're thinking of sending in the Phoenix just because they could bring it back as a bigger creature. But I think they should just wait and threaten to pump the Phoenix to basically do the same thing. Basically get the Phoenix in the graveyard, but take the Chimera with it. Yeah, so I had to be aware of that. Like the block plan, block and eat the Chimera. A Phoenix doesn't work if they leave the pump mana. But now I'm going to send the goal in again and just try to make it look like we're leaving the Chimera back to block the Phoenix. And hope they send in with the War Leader and give us a chance to take out that big threat with this aspect. There's blowout potential going back the other way here. There always is when you play a trick into open mana and cards, but oh, did I? Yeah, sorry. Let's see. My bad. I wasn't paying attention to life totals, honestly. How did I get so low? That's my bad. So we're just dead, yeah. Sorry. Well, maybe they won't pump. But if I'd left the goal back, we'd have the potential to live here, so they did it. I guess sitting there landlording lowered my life total, and I was chatting away without really focusing on my my life totals. So yeah, definite punt there to not extend it by a turn at least, because I think if we Manticore if we trade with the 2 toughness and eat the Manticore, we have a good shot at turning the corner there. Moving on though. Oppo going first makes me want to keep this. We have 2 draws to find a mountain. And even if we find another island, we have Thassa and One with the Stars. I mean, Thassa doesn't do much here, but One with the Stars will prevent us from being heavily beaten down. It's hard to say it's too fast, D. I mean, like, I miss that stuff even when I'm playing slow is the thing. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. But do you like to keep here? That's my reasoning. But again, Thassa is not amazing in the deck, really. So there's a way in which this is somewhat like a mulligan already. Tron wants to mull. Maybe I'll pull this one. I think it's got some potential that you could argue keeping. But the Thassa isn't doing much yet, so maybe we want Thassa later, and this is somewhat mulligan-y already. I'm trying to not look at the voting and results as I process it through. I think we might get run over even if we find another island and play One with the Stars, so maybe this is a mulligan just because even my fail-safe is not that safe. There's 7 on the keep, 4 on the mull. I've shifted over to the mulligan side. I think that we can find a better 6 card than this. Or I think the average 6 is going to be better than this. Wow, Ace thinks it's a sneep. I'm going to mull. I'm going to keep this. And there's that Thassa that's not doing much, but we have the Thrill. Maybe I'll get... Actually gonna get rid of the 1 because I'm greedy about Thassa. We can, if we want to, we can pitch Thassa to Thrill. If keeping Thassa was greedy, we can undo our greed. Also, I was out of hourglasses. I had to make a choice. Very edgy, Ace. Very edgy. All right. Aspirant is all right, but we'll just open on a lionfish here. Maybe send the other lionfish away with the Thrill. Or maybe I just need to give up and let Thassa go. We've been talking a lot about the value of the amulet the last couple of days. And I kind of only like it in 3 color, and even then, it's got its drawbacks. Well, we have Omen on Siona, and they swung and missed on her. We could Thrill looking for a land, or even Celebrant looking for something. But what I don't want them to do is untap and target Siona with something. Let's look at... Whenever an aura you control becomes attached to... Okay, so it becomes attached to, so I'm going to send in the lionfish. Oh, they're just letting that go too. Okay, that's fine. I'm happy to make that trade. And with that, we'll just drop the other lionfish, I think. Oppo's deck looks good. I like it. It looks greedy. It's 3-4 color, but in terms of there's some powerful stuff going on. Woe Strider, though, I know it has like. All right, I knew it had a no mana ability. I just needed to make sure and read it, like, because basically, can we omen and kill it? And the answer is yep. We could also just play the Celebrant, and then yeah, I'm gonna play Celebrant. Celebrant threatens a 2-for-1 here because we block the, or kind of half for one. At least we get rid of the front half of the chain web and take out the Strider in response. It's got Menace, right? Oh no, wait. I'm mixing that up with a different card. Glad I'm looking. Just got Escape. Okay. Guess I'll go... Well, if they have a trick, I'd rather they use the trick to win combat against the spider, and then we shoot the Strider. A little narrow difference, although this deals more damage, so I guess it's pretty narrow to save, to be playing for the trick, so I'll save more damage. In this case, the amulet is going to help the Woe Strider escape, which has been a big point in favor of the amulet for those arguing in favor of running the amulet even in like a 2-color deck with escape. Hey, look! We get to try and operate on 3 lands and see what that's like. Wish we had Graveyard Hate, but we do not. Well, to be fair, it didn't seem like a good attack, but they put 2 escape creatures in the graveyard, so it also didn't suck. If we had our Aspect, we could threaten an attack with a Lionfish. We do not. We could thrill away Thassa to try and find that more land. Yeah, Amulet and Blood Aspirant is kind of cool too. I like that. Speaking of Blood Aspirant, maybe we just start there. Then next turn we could potentially, if we draw a land, go Omen and then sack it to the Blood Aspirant. So that's what I'm going to do. Quadtron over here. Liar, liar. Blood Aspirant on fire. Did find the land, but can't do the sack and tap, obviously, with the liar going, but we can play Thassa and start really messing with their effect, trying to affect the liar effect, right? And with the inability to hit anything with Omen, we can wait on the thrill. Let's go ahead and Thassa. And then we kind of counter their liar. One of the great answers to gods in the format. Puts it on the bottom so the indestructibility doesn't matter. Frustrating that Oppo had the answer, but again, Thassa actually not even the most important card in our deck or anything. In this case, it was doing some good work holding down the effect of the Liar, but so be it. Yeah, that's true. We can also untap Liar to make it untap, but we can just untap... Oh, sorry, first build... Yeah, no, we can just untap our own. We don't... It's a little bit fancy play to untap the Liar. That doesn't really matter because they would untap it. You can do it either way, basically, but this untaps your creature immediately, so I would just do it on your own creature. Okay, still no Omen targets, and we do have a War Leader here that we can play a land and cast, so I'm just gonna War Leader. Is Escape considered an ability? Yes. I think so. By legal Magic definition, Escape is an ability. But it's a keyword ability, right? Like, there's the oh no, maybe it's not. It's a, there's keyword and then there's some, you'd think I would remember my 5 years in R&D, but hey, cool. It's got the word M dash, which means it's not a keyword, it's a something else ability. But I think it's an ability. Doesn't it still count as an ability? All right. Anyway, we can portent and attack and sack. I kind of like that. They have the ability to bring it back, but oh yeah, do we need to consider aspect here? We could Omen. We could just Omen instead because they'll probably go for the Siona. So yeah, actually, given that we... Thanks, because I was distracted again and didn't notice the hand. I don't even know how we knew that. Something happened. Oh, Siona. Got it. So... War Leader... Yeah, I'll send in the War Leader. If they double block, we can Omen early. And then if they go for Aspect on Siona, which makes sense... If they go for Aspect on Wardens, we can't stop them, but Aspect on Chimera or Siona, and we get to blow them out. If they do go for... Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Oppo. We tap Chimera. Blowout. And we'll go ahead and just scry on the Omen. Although we could sack it to the War Leader, but I think scry is worth it. We want to scry. Oh, it also, I forgot it does the aspirant thing too. Do we want any land? No, we don't want land. Do we want a Wave Rider? Wave Rider's good enough action. We'll keep that. Not going to play it this turn, though. We're going to go for the Portent play. But I think we go, actually, Portent the Wardens. Chimera dies to, you know, we can ping the Chimera, for example, if they let the Aspirant untap. And this is actually successfully blocking stuff. So I'm going to Portent the Wardens. Although, man, if we Portent the Chimera, it really puts them to a heavy test. still, I think I like getting rid of the wardens for good. Let's do that. Threnody Singer gives us a flyer, gives us something to do on their turn to tap or untap. I think its interaction with the lionfish makes me want to keep the Singer. That's true. We could have done Wave Rider this turn, Portent next turn. But one thing we're doing here is just, again, clearing the Nexus Wardens away from being a pesky blocker. In fact, since it actually pumps up the War Leader, we can just do it now. Doesn't change our damage. Being able to give the War Leader Menace is big game here too. Occupying 2 blockers with a 5-power creature is going to be very tough for Oppo. That hurts, but at least War Leader was not killable by it. There's that Singer. We could make a 5/5 and kill both of these and get in for 2. Is that good enough? Probably not. I think we just Wave Rider here and see if we can't Thrill Singer our way next turn. Because, like, we play Wave Rider here, we can pass. And then, like, I'm playing kind of a 2-3 turn sequence here. We're going to get the 3/3 out on board. And we have 2 opponent's turn spells that we're going to try to cast during opponent's next turn. Not this one, but we're going to untap, draw, pass to their turn. Then on their turn, try Thrill. Oh, is it first? First. Okay, so I was thinking any spell. So we get to tap 1 on their turn, though. And I think tapping something on their turn hopefully helps us get a lethal attack after that. Oppo's got plenty of graveyard fodder, so they can do Arachneer or Woe Strider. Yes, we can untap if they liar something down. And maybe they will, the fish with their extra mana. But that's not the important one. Maybe we just leave that tapped and make sure our big stuff has a way. And we'll keep that land to pitch to the Thrill. And if do we have attacks here? If we send in here, their blocks are too good. I mean, we do have -3/-3 instant. And that's going to turn one of those 4-power into a 1-power, but that still leaves them with 5-power on a double block. So Threnody Singer not good enough to actually have the War Leader win combat against 2 blocks. So, oh yeah, and it's still, sorry, thanks. Still very tough too, so we don't even get, still, if Threnody Singer gave us a 1 for 0, right? Like if we got to take out any of them, it would still be worth it. But the thing is, it doesn't even give us, it's a 0 for 0. It doesn't actually give us the combat win that we're looking for. We could Thrill main to try and find something to play, but I like thrilling on their turn to tap something, and then we can decide based on what we draw if we want to just Singer to add more to the air. Good Time Zone Coordinator, welcome. Glad you could join us. Lagana Ban, they can get back just the aspect. We'll see if they want to. I think the lifelink is probably appealing to Oppo, if nothing else. I'm going to tap down the spider with the thrill, because if we find an enchantment, we can get the Wave Rider in for damage. Just so. Does that mean we want a Singer down? I think with the Witness increasing our devotion to blue, we're actually going to hold the Singer and try to use it as a combat trick coming up. Speaking of combat tricks, 6 total mana. We can aspect something and Singer something else. Can we get 2 plays in then? I guess. Yeah, that's true. I totally stopped thinking about the aspect. Totally my bad. But I think that case, maybe we, yeah, I should have kept the land. It was pretty bad. Sorry, folks. Big. Although, here's the thing. I think we 2-spell here no matter what, and then we're going to discard the other 2 no matter what. So I should have thought about it, but I still think I end up playing the land because I would just end up discarding it to the aspect anyway. Unless we wanted to play the Witness and discard a land and one of these other 2. So that's the play I did not leave myself is Witness, hold 3 cards, discard 2 of them. That makes me want to... Yeah, I should have done Singer to lower my hand count. That's a good call. But at 18, with all that's going on here, I'm going to send in with Singer and Aspect ready, and we'll give up on the Witness. I think this is correct. And I like using the Aspect here as removal. We could have increased our clock with it pre-combat, but we can do that. We can also wait, and we'll play Singer on their turn in response to the Aspect. That will allow us to tap the spider again. You think it'll discourage them? I still think they will. I don't think they can afford not to, Haj, so I'd rather just surprise them that they get less value than they thought. Oh, there you go, Haj. Well, they left 4, so they still have that possibility. And yeah, so we'll let that happen though, and then maybe they'll attack and we can actually Threnody Singer untap it and get them. Although we won't get them because they're going to do Aspect right now. Tap. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, that's fine. I've done it now, so we got to do it. Still probably correct anyway to get that flyer blocker out of the way. All right, we really want some kind of enchantment off the top so we can launch this rider. Cross fingers. No luck on that front. We do have a Singer attack. And we have Wave Rider trade, but I don't like the lifelink trade. We could have saved the Aspect to stop the Liar, but then we would have not won combat against the Laguna Band Storyteller, so... Oh, could we have sacked it? Oh, interesting. Yeah. Maybe we could have. I don't know if we had the mana, but that's an interesting play I didn't think about. I didn't see what you're suggesting. The suggestion was sack Aspect to the War Leader, make it 5 power to avoid the Liar. I'm not sure we would wanted to do that because the Wave Rider is really nice as a potential 5/3 flying attacker, but I wish I had seen it. It would have been a good one to consider. Missing lines and not reading cards. Welcome to Going Optimal. Oh, sorry. Not attacking with Singer is purely stream-based mess-ups. Well, there's inevitable end. I guess we just let that happen and then decide what we want to do about it. And what we're going to do is goal and untap War Leader. Well, it doesn't matter though. Why do we care about sacking? Oh yeah, right, before the trigger. Like we can't I don't think it matters. We can sack the aspect of the War Leader before we sack the Wave Rider, but we're not gonna aspect matters. I thought someone was saying sack the Wave Rider now, but sacking the Wave Rider doesn't matter. Of course, it cost us attacking with a Phoenix this turn, but it was still the right play. And 5/5 Menace, though. I don't know if that does what we want. If we let them lose one of their creatures... So I don't think we have attacks here either. We're gonna play it slower. If you saw an attack there, I didn't. Not one that was worth it into a big lifelinker, and like they could double block and not only gain a lot of life, kill the War Leader, and get just a big escape creature back in the yard. So they have only so many more escapes they can do here. Yeah, the spider comes back though. That's why I didn't like it, Jerseys. Even though it made him have to lose some stuff, it's stuff they can get back, and especially the spider back on this board actually kills stuff. I think but one more time is pretty devastating for us because they bring the spider back and kill one of our flyers. X is 7 leaves us with no tap solutions to this tap. Yeah, that's rough. The lifelink's going to start to really matter here. I don't think we have a... I mean, we could double block Gull and Lionfish, but Lionfish tapping down Arachnir is one of our ways to kind of get out of this. That being said, we may just have to take the offer. I don't know how many more times we can accept an attack from a 4/4 lifelinker and think we can win this game. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't like where we're at. I think our chances of winning are diminishing as this game goes on, but I still think that trade gives us the best long-term chance. All right. We can try Chimera. Yeah, like a one with stars helps us out. That would be perfect, right? Because then they can't escape it. But no need to... If we Phoenix now... Gosh, we can't even threaten to pump next turn and have it kill. So I guess I'm going to go Chimera. At least we might be able to start pinging with this when right now we can't really attack. Yeah, I can double pump, but that makes it... Oh, sorry, I thought the single pump was +1/+0. Again, we don't read cards around here. So yes, double pump does work. Sorry, I was thinking double pump made it 4/2. That's why I came up with that note. Phoenix plus Mantle is interesting. But we just don't have attacks. Gonna wait. Mantle to prevent this from working, or we just let him tap down. I don't know. Are they going to try attacking with the Sun Main? No, they're still not going to attack with the Sun Main. I'll just let him have this. I mean, it means we untap our War Leader, and I think we can do more interesting stuff with attacks there. Heck, might even sack the Phoenix to the War Leader in the context of an attack. I don't think they're going to lifelink Vigilance the Pegasus because we're threatening to kill it if they attack. Interesting. We could Mantle and tap down the Woe Strider and have quite a crackback. Oh, never mind. We can't... I was thinking the same thing. I was playing like we still had our Tapper dude out, but we don't. Never mind. So, in that case, do we want to offer something for the Chimera? Kind of do. I'm in for Threnody Singer for Chimera here. It's ping their face, not opponent. Or sorry, not creature. But I will try and take that trade. Because I think part of the reason they wanted to do that trade is to free up attacks into the Chimera, which we now have the Mantle for. Nah, right. It fake leaves the Pegasus free. That's why I like it. It makes them think they can now attack with the Pegasus and the Mantle can eat it. As it is, here, if we Vigilance up the War Leader by sacking the Phoenix... No, I don't want to do that. I want to leave the Phoenix around because I don't want them to untap the Liar and tap down the Chimera. So actually, I'm not going to attack. I'm going to try and trap that Pegasus here. What window of opportunity, Heishin? Boy, offering the Woe Strider also? But I'm going to go for the Chimera play, and we'll just take the Woe Strider. Uh-oh, they're going to their hand. Oh, Mantle on Mantle. Boo. super stinky. I mean, I can sack to the war leader or whatever, but it doesn't do anything. Is it a bounce? I don't think it's a bounce. I think that kills us, Mike. Yeah, we'll sack. Don't worry. We've got to scry first. Oh, okay. Here we go. Knew I had a chance. Look, we can do it twice. Well, we can sack Phoenix and bring it back even on our turn if we want. Maybe we can Rage Hound and do sack Phoenix next time. Here we go. If we do this, I like the attack. Well, we could, but I don't want to. Yeah, right. I mean, I'm just saying this 5/5 creates an attack I'm happy with here. It's still a 1-for-1, but we got to work through the spider and the Pegasus. Like, well, we have Rage Hound. We can chump, right? Am I? Is it trample? Oh, with liar. Well, I guess I'm terrible at Magic today, folks. I'm missing little things. It's happening. It's been happening. I don't know. Just the kind of, I keep banging my head against the wall of where I'm at with Magic, and I just am missing stuff. Part of it's streaming, but part of it's just where I'm at with Magic. 25 years later. Yeah, we're gonna make him liar, but I'm just disappointed in how I'm reading the board right now. Maybe they read it as bad as me. There's definitely a lot going on in Theros. I gotta go a little easy on myself, but again, I'm repeating mistakes, and when you find yourself repeating mistakes, that's a big red flag. I'll put on a full control bluff just in case Oppo is nervous. No, they figured it out. Okay. Are we done? Or do we get to play one more? Is that loss number 2? Or 3? I forget. Record says 2 and 1. All right. We're still live. We're still live. Just tighten up now, Ryan, and we'll be fine. Sure, let's go with that, Ace. Giving up some win percentage to be attentive to you all. Is this keepable with Oppo going first? No red mana. I'm gonna send this back, I think. Yeah. Not good enough. This is better. And I believe, let's just, we have Phoenix. Even though we have more blue, we have a Phoenix in the deck, so I'll ditch an island. It's all average stuff. Not the worst remorse. Like, we have a turn 2 no matter what. Threnody Singer gets a lot worse when Oppo knows about it, but point is, we got options still no matter what they do. I like that we have a hidden betrayal. Might thrill away the Singer since they know about it. It's a pretty low impact card if you're not using it as a successful combat trick. So that's what I'm going to do. Fishy there is a little bit late, but we could Lionfish and then have goal next turn and still have 2 power out, or we can just goal. I'll just goal. Mike wants to fish first, but goal could actually get damage in faster if we play, because I bet they're going to play something that makes the fish not be able to attack. That's true. All right. I'll go mana inefficient here on the Mike plan. And yes, I mean, yes, we can play the goal and tap it, but my point is we would be attacking with the goal right now. So I don't know, and we just won with the stars, the Huntmaster, so not sure which actually plays better, but we'll say no attacks here. Oh, we would have saved ourselves a hit with one with the stars on the Huntmaster. I think, my point is, I think they're pretty similar results. Yikes. We're in the 2 loss bracket. Stop playing awesome stuff. War Leader's great, though, because we can drop the War Leader and they don't know about the Portent play we have behind. Hopefully they send the Hierophant. Oh, ouch. Kind of like the one thing I didn't want them to do. We were in such great shape if they did anything but kill our big boy. Feeling like we're with this graveyard, we need to wait and one with stars the spawn, so we only have to face it one more time. You want to stars the 4-3, Mike. I'm looking ahead to the 5-6, and I'm not liking spending this on the 4-3. I like play land, actually try to trade fish and goal for the 4-3 or the 3-3, then one with stars the other. Right, which is why we need to block, but I still think we need to... I guess if they come back, then we're just chumping, right? Well, it's too late now, Mike. I can attack, but I can't Portent. But I can still attack and one, I suppose. Yeah, I think my play isn't right because I was thinking I would get to double block the Huntmaster and kill it, but if they come back with the spawn, of course we lose one of our creatures and our double block turns into a chump. So let's go ahead and attack all. One with stars, the Huntmaster, as Mike suggests. We're now expecting them to attack with the Hierophant and bring back the spawn. We're going to have to lose our fish, but then we can Portent the spawn and maybe put ourselves in a position to race. At least they're not showing lifelink right now. Aspect incoming. Yeah, we're also making presumptions that they're going to hit their 6th land drop, and Haj observes that that's no guarantee, and sure enough, they didn't have it. That being said, we're still just swinging. Now, yeah, we're going to lose the goal. And we need some extra help besides a portent to be able to pull this one out, but maybe we'll find it. Might be the end of this event, in which case I'll battle y'all in some follow-up games, or we can maybe even draft again. We'll see. But it doesn't look good for us here, gotta be honest. Too bad after a 2-0 start. Figured we'd at least get to 500, but it's all falling apart on us here. And obviously, Starlit Mantle, not the draw we wanted to see. I mean, we can portent, but then we're just dead on the crackback. So that looks like it, folks. Sometimes it happens. I certainly didn't help our cause this event. I don't know if my mistakes ended up costing us games, because we don't know what would have happened if we'd bought ourselves an extra turn. Seems pretty unlikely that we changed the outcome with our decisions just statistically, but we certainly could have given ourselves that chance. Yeah, Mantle for the... You got us, Oppo. Good game, Jungle Cat. Nice deck. And we're gonna go now. Yeah, it's funny, Trip to mean. We did it both directions. Trip is pointing out that a couple days ago we went 0-2 into 7-2, and today we went 2-0 into 2-3. So, exploring both of those extremes. Did I successfully add this to decks? Let me make sure I actually added it. I don't think I did. Oh, no, I did. Okay. So, we're going to claim this sad little prize. And jump into the soapbox. And I guess before I say farewell to YouTube, I should figure out what we're doing. Because we can just do another draft, I suppose. It would kind of be me procrastinating. I've got a very busy afternoon. You know what? I'm going to... trying to decide what to do here. I think I need to be responsible, folks. I'm sorry. I'm going to say we're going to play some... We're going to do some battles right now. So... I would love to do another draft. Maybe I'll do the thing. Let's battle a little bit, and then I'll do a draft that I play off air. How about that? We'll do both, but we'll just not play the second draft. So, or maybe I'll do some Oppo play. So let's go. Let's start with, if you want to buddy me up, I want to play at least one more game with the deck we just lost with, because I think it's better than that. I'm down with figuring that out, Nantuko. I'm just not ready right now. It'll probably not even be tomorrow, or probably not even, maybe it'll be this week. But my off-air week this week is insane, and I need to let myself off the hook for that feature for right now. I know War Furnace. We'll see. War Furnace is like, you can take your bets. Ryan is claiming he's going to draft and not play it on air. What are the chances that that comes to pass? Anyway, I'll take first comers. Someone challenge me with a draft deck, and let's battle. I'm going to run the deck we just played, so I'm going to keep the video going here. I'm not going to say goodbye to YouTube just yet. We'll give them a little more action with this deck. And we tricked you, YouTube. You thought we won, right? You thought we won, because this video is still going. It turns out, sadly, I tricked you. We lost, but we're going to keep playing. Maybe not. Nobody's challenging me. I'm going to find somebody to challenge then. Ah, Elgar's in. Great. Thank you, Sir Elgar. Good luck. Understood, Timnos. How many subs to draft and play the whole deck, given my claims? 25. You guys come up with 25 subs, I will declare myself a liar immediately, and we can we'll play another draft. War Furnace, we figured it out. It means your deck is full. Your deck lists are full. You got to go delete some decks. Yeah, let's get the camera moved. Thank you. Blah. This is another. I don't know if we can keep this situation on the play, especially. I'm going to mull. This we can keep. And what are we returning, though? Thassa and Portent is our big combo. So I'm going to be greedy and just ditch the lands. Let's see if we can find it. Anybody finding themselves hyper aware of when they're touching their face now? Like I just itched my nose a little bit. And I'm like, I touched my face. Mainly, though, I try to sanitize before leaving and when coming back in. And then if I happen to touch my face at home, not the end of the world, you know? People, Mama and Nantuko are drumming up interest in committing to a sub, because if we get 25 subs, I will abandon my claims and go ahead and draft and play an entire other event. Okay, land. I'm trying to be responsible, Archangel. It would not be the end of my reality to draft and play out a whole other event. I'm just trying to be a little bit responsible to my off-air responsibilities, but if you all want to pay for it, I'm in. So, pretty rough attack if they have the White Omen. So I'm only going to send the Rage Hound here, because if they have White Omen, I really don't want them to just straight kind of 0 for 2 me, you know? 3 for 1 me. Yeah, no, it's fine. I was very careful. When Nantuko said how many, I was like, no, you got to be real, Ryan. What's a number at which you'd be like, I am happy to do it for that? And the answer is 25 subs. Happy to do it for that. Okay, we got our 4th land. We get to do some nonsense. We can go Thassa Portent. Let's start with the Thassa. They might have discard. Of course, we don't need to... playing it pre-combat doesn't do anything, so let's decide what we're attacking with. Just the Rage Hound. Oh, no. All right, you all did it. Let's see them. Bring it. Some say I never heard of you. The Draft Burgula.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
Some of you may want to mute right now.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
All right. Well, the
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
the command is going to fall off, but we're going to Portent and keep that Pegasus.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
Actually, we'll keep the land. We get to drop the Witness.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
A hype train? Are we going to, like, get a hype train? What do I do? I don't know what to do about a hype train, but it's cool that we have one. Thanks, all. We're going to offer the Lionfish here because we're just going for heavy damage. For those of you who weren't here earlier, we were talking about this combo. If you have Thassa and a Portent, if you Portent an opponent's creature and then Thassa blink it, it actually stays on your side. So that's what we're doing today. Or that's what we did there. I mean, hey, it just seems like, yeah, I'm just a little nervous about, let me say goodbye to YouTube and then we'll talk, because that was we got our extra game in, that was good.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar. Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
It's not even that I'm worried about the learning curve. I've literally never done it. I'm in the middle of a broadcast, and I am not going to try something I've never even tried before with no exploration whatsoever in the middle of a stream. It just, the risk of bad TV is too high. But yeah, we'll let me, maybe even later tonight, like I'll try and, it's on my list to get into. It's just like I said, it's a crazy busy week outside of the stream. But chat did it. All of these subs you're hearing, YouTube, means that there should be another video. Probably I'll push it into the weekend. You know, when I get extra drafts going, it usually just creates some weekend content. So we'll be drafting on YouTube through the weekend here. And I'm gonna turn you down right now, Trip to Me, because we're gonna draft again. I don't know, but it certainly seems it's enough for me. Much love to you all. Thank you so much for buying my time. Appreciate it. Let's now go ahead and say goodbye to YouTube. I'll go to Soapbox View for that. You know I like to do that. I've never heard of you, Rap Burglars, but I'm sure glad you're here. Thanks for hanging out, YouTube. We will catch you again on the next draft. We'll see how this bribe draft goes. I mean, we'll have to come up with a name for the draft that relates to being bribed. Thanks a lot for hanging out, YouTube friends. We'll catch you next time.